everyone, you got your boy Corey here, aka Crasher, bringing you guys a new and exciting video, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our next episode of our Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive guides. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about Obstagoon here. If I could just say real quick, an overwhelming 56% of you guys voted for Obstagoon as being the next Pokemon for us to review. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing here in this video. So with that being said, if you're enjoying the video, smash the like button, smash the sub button, and most importantly, guys, smash it up in the comments down below. With that being said, let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so taking a look at Gene Simmons, Obstagoon here, well, he kind of does remind me of Gene Simmons, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, segueing back on topic here, it is that of a dark normal typing, and right from the get-go, you have two amazing immunities, that being to Ghost and Psychic, and you also resist Dark. However, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of the spectrum, it ain't so pretty. So, we have ourselves a 2x weakness to Bug and Fairy, and a 4x weakness to Fighting. So, you got to make sure that you keep Obstagoon away from any Pokemon that could potentially utilize Fighting-type Pokemon should they outspeed you. And, ladies and gentlemen, we now take a look at three tremendous abilities. The first of which is known as Defiant, so whenever a Pokemon lowers any of your stats, your attack gets a +2 boost, which can really be nice, and it will definitely turn the tide against those Intimidate users. Coming up next, though, we have ourselves Guts. Now, this right here is the key ability, baby, because what Guts does is, in the event, should you be poisoned, paralyzed, or burned, you will get a boost in your attack stat. Oh, yeah, baby. And last but not least, we also have ourselves Reckless, which isn't bad in and itself. It's a pretty decent ability. What this does is it boosts the power of moves with recoil. So, given the fact this Pokemon has access to the likes of a Double Edge, could pair very nicely with Reckless. And then, ladies and gentlemen, transitioning all the way to its stats, we can see its stats are actually fairly balanced. We have 93 on the HP, 90 on the attack, 101 on the defense, 60 on special attack, 81 on the special defense, and 95 on the speed. So judging from those stats, they look pretty average at best, and it may seem like on paper that it doesn't really excel in anything, but its most prominent stat would be its base 101 defense, giving it some good all-around natural physical bulk, and also it does have a base 95 speed and a base 90 attack to work with for offenses. And given the fact that this Pokemon has access to three amazing abilities, plus a killer move pool at that, this Pokemon has a lot of hidden potential if you ain't careful, man. So with that being said, let's rock on to Pokemon Showdown, and let's take a look at some potential movesets for Obstagoon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first set that we got going on is an all-out attacking set with its signature move, which we'll get into shortly. So in this situation here with the item of choice, we are going to be going with Flame Orb. Now you guys are probably thinking, why on earth would you want to give it Flame Orb? Doesn't the burn status have its attack stat? Well, be that as it may, we've got Guts, baby! Oh, snap! And what Guts does is that, as I said before, if you are statused with Poison, Paralysis, or Burn, your attack gets boosted, and it ignores the effects of Burn. It doesn't cut down your attack. In fact, it boosts it right up, man. So right from the get-go, you're getting a +1 in your attack stat. And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. We have its signature move known as Obstruct. Now what this does is it protects it from attacks, and should the attacker make contact with Obstagoon, it lowers its defense by 2 stages. Oh man, that is some bad news bears right there, baby. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is, it is a 5-star Chef Gourmet restaurant kind of move up in this, because we have Facade. Now, you guys are probably thinking, well, wait a second here. It is base 70 power, haha, yes, but get this, is that the power is doubled should you suffer from Burn, Poison, or Paralysis, which obviously we're going to be doing so with Flame Orb, activating Guts, which also goes into the boost with Facade, and it just boosts the move Facade to an ungodly level, okay? And also, let's factor in the fact that Obstruct here has a very good potential to lower your opponent's defense stat by 2 stages. Now, if that doesn't work, and believe me, there's going to be Pokemon out there that are going to resist Facade, we've got Knockoff to have you covered, baby. Now, what this move does is it's a very respectable base 65 power Dark-type move that will deal 50% more damage to an opponent that has an held item and will also remove said held item, which is also really, really nice. And last but not least, guys, to round things off, we have ourselves Close Combat, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is insane. Close Combat for real, man? What we got going on here is base 120 power. It's a fighting type move. Now, beware, it does lower your defense and special defense by 1 stage. But this right here, coupled with dark and normal type coverage, you've got beautiful, beautiful coverage right here, baby. I'll tell you that. And Galarian Corsola ain't going to be wanting to face you off anytime soon. Last but not least, guys, we have ourselves the EV spread and the nature. We're going to be going all out jolly here in this situation, okay? You want to have as much natural speed as possible, so that way you will be able to, at best, speed tie with other base 95 speed Pokemon with fully invested and all that stuff. So we are going to be going with max attack and max speed, 252 EVs apiece and 4 into its special defense. And even without any defensive investment, you can see right here that it has really good natural bulk. So unless it's exposed to fighting type moves, I'm pretty sure this Pokemon can take hits when it needs to. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the next set that we got going on here is going to be an all-out offensive choice set right here. So taking a somewhat similar approach here, but with some differences to it. So the item of choice, you can actually swap around what items you want to use, whether it's a choice scarf or a choice band. Now, what Choice Scarf does is it boosts your speed by 50%, but you're locked into the first move that you use until you switch out. Or alternatively, you can go for Choice Band if you want, which does the same thing, but instead of it boosting the speed, it will boost the attack stat. Now, we're going for Reckless here in this situation, because Reckless is going to pair very well with the first move that I'll be going over very soon. Reckless is going to boost the power of moves that cause recoil damage by 20%, which is awesome and pairs very, very nicely with Double Edge here. It's a very nice base 120 power. It's a normal type and has 33% recoil, and pair that up with Reckless or potentially Choice Band boosting. Oh man, that is going to hurt. Now, of course, you're going to be walled out by rock and steel types with just this move by itself. However, with Close Combat, you don't got to worry about them steel and rock types no more, man, because it's a pure fighting type. It's awesome. It's base 120 power. Now, again, to reiterate, it will lower your defense and special defense by 1 stage. And, of course, with these two moves right here, you're going to be walled up by ghost types, right? Not with Knockoff. Oh, buddy. Here we go again with them knockoff games. So what we got going on here, it's base 65, it's dark type, it's awesome, and deals 50% more damage to an opponent that has a held item, and will remove said held item. Now, last but not least, guys, this is another reason to utilize a set like this, is because of Parting Shot. What this does is it will lower the attack and special attack of the opponent and then switch you out, which is also going to be very, very nicely, because this will allow for you to have a little bit more of a wiggle room, if you will, when it comes to switching in one of your teammates to take a head-on attack, possibly. And then, last but not least, guys, we have ourselves the EV spread and the nature. Once again, we're going to be going with a jolly nature so you can have as much speed as possible. And we're going to be going 2v2 EVs into the attack and 2v2 into the speed with 4 on the special defense. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so now to go over some notable moves of Obstagoon, the first of which is known as Bulk Up, which is a really, really nice move for Obstagoon to have, because it will boost your attack and defense by 1 stage. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves Gunk Shot, which is a very, very solid answer to Fairy types. Seeing as how you are weak to Fairy type Pokemon, Gunk Shot is a pretty solid answer with a 30% chance to poison. However, do note the 80% accuracy, so it can miss sometimes. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves Ice Punch here, which is a respectable base 75 power Ice type move with a 10% chance to freeze. We also have ourselves Fire Punch with a 10% chance to burn. It is a base 75 power move, so like Ice Punch, it is pretty respectable in terms of base power. So the next move that it has that we should consider is Seed Bomb. Now, it is a very solid base 80 power grass type move. Now, it might seem a little bit underwhelming, but if you happen to lack grass-type coverage on your team for some reason, then this right here would actually be a pretty decent move to consider. And we also have ourselves Thunder Punch, so this right here has a 10% chance to paralyze the opponent, and it is that of an electric type with base 75 power. We also have ourselves access to Trick here, which can be really, really nice for a shenanigans-filled sort of set. What this does is it will allow for you and your opponent to switch held items. So if you're up against a wall, like say Ferrothorn or Toxapex, and you want to trick them, a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf, just to utterly troll and destroy them, then that right there could be something to consider as well. And last but not least, guys, we have ourselves Throat Chop here. Now, Throat Chop is a very respectable and consistent base 80 power move. It is Dark type, and for 2 turns, the target cannot use sound-based moves. And if we can actually do kind of like a side-by-side comparison with Knockoff here, you would see that Knockoff is relatively lower in the base power. However, it does get a 50% multiplier when it is knocking off your opponent's held item. But do keep in mind, though, that if the opponent is not holding a held item and you go for Knockoff, it's only going to be base 65 power, so it's a little bit kind of inconsistent in that regard. But we also have ourselves Throat Chop here that is going to deliver consistent power and also will screw over opponents that try to use sound-based moves. However, I will say on that note of Knockoff, it is almost too good to pass up because of how much utility it has in regards to removing your opponent's held items, especially if they are very dependent of said held item. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be a wrap up here for this video, this how to use guide on Obstagoon. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, and most importantly, guys, smash it up in the comments down below because I love, love, love hearing from you guys. Always have, always will, that ain't never going to change, baby. Woo! So thank you guys so very much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day or night, depending on your time zone, and I'll see you guys in the next one.